Hey everyone, welcome back. In our last video, we built our very first Azure DevOps YAML pipeline. We defined a simple pipeline, committed our YAML file, and saw it run successfully. But that's just the beginning. Today we are taking it a step further by learning how to publish Artifact, which is essential for deployment, packaging, and sharing build output. If you're excited to level up your DevOps skill, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a future video. So before we start, let's quickly answer. What exactly is an artifact in Azure DevOps? Artifacts are the build output or package file generated by a pipeline. They can be used in deployment stage or shared across multiple pipelines. Some examples include compile code, zip deployment package, Docker image, and configuration file. Think of Artifact as the bridge between your build and release processes. Okay, so we are picking up where we left off with our Azure DevOps project. We've selected Phoenix and are heading over to the Pipeline tab. Here we have our smart app from the previous session, so let's click Edit and start making some change. Before we dive into the detail of each task, here is something useful to know. In Azure DevOps, Pipeline automate your build and deployment processes, ensuring consistency and reducing manual error. By defining tasks in a structured way, we can make our build process repeatable and scalable. This is especially important when working in teams or deploying across multiple environments. Now, if you remember from the last video, we created a build and publish job with 4 tasks. First, we made sure .NET 6 was installed on the pipeline agent. Then we downloaded all the necessary NuGet dependencies and applied them to every .cs project file in our repository. Once that was done, we compiled the project using the release configuration to optimize it for deployment. Finally, we packaged everything using the .NET Publish, ensuring that the compiled artifacts were placed in the correct directory for deployment. Next, we are adding a task to publish our build artifact. This will allow us to reuse it later when deploying our app to Azure, whether to an Azure web app or another service. We will set that deployment in the next video, so stay tuned. Okay, now let's continue setting up our pipeline. So scroll down and open the show finder. If you remember from before, in the search bar, type pipeline. This will bring up several options, including download pipeline artifact, which is used to retrieve the artifact, and publish build artifact, which is the older version. But we want to use the publish pipeline artifact, this one, which is the newer version. So go ahead and select that. Once selected, we need to configure it. The file or directory path is set to the default workspace, but we want to use the build artifact staging directory, just like we did in our build project. For the artifact name, let's call it a smart app, and under the artifact publish location, we have 2 options, the Azure pipeline and the file share. We will go with the Azure pipeline, but as a side note, the file share option is useful when your agent is working with a shared file system, allowing retrieval from any agent in the network. Now click add and make sure that the indentation is correct. For this new task, it's important to maintain a proper YAML formatting to avoid error. With the task added, we will also update the display name. So copy the display name from the task above and rename it from .NET Publish to Publish Artifact. Okay, once that's set, click Validate and Save at the top. This ensures that our pipeline is correctly configured without syntax error or indentation issue. Now that the validation is successful, let's update the commit message. Instead of default update Azure Pipeline YAML for Azure Pipeline, we will change it to update Azure Pipeline YAML for storing Smart App Artifact. Then we want to commit the change directly to the main branch so that our pipeline is triggered and run automatically. Then click Save. Now, if we go back to the Pipeline tab, we will see that our Smart App Pipeline is running and the latest commit is being processed. And once it completes, we will check the result. Alright, with the pipeline successfully built and published, we can see that if we click on Build and Publish to review the data, here we can see all the tasks that run and most importantly a link to our Smart App Artifact. If we click on it, we can see the artifact that was built and published, ready to be used in our next deployment. That's it for this part. In the next video, we will take this artifact and deploy it to Azure Resource. I hope this tutorial helped you take the next step in mastering Azure DevOps Pipeline. If you found this useful, smash the like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this series. Have any question? Drop them in the comment. I will be happy to help. Thank you.